when we took the last recess because of this COVID pandemic, you remember we ended up with a it was called the COVID billionaire scandal, Honorable Speaker. How I pray that we shall not recess and we end up with another COVID vaccines billionaires, Honorable Speaker. How I pray that those who enrich themselves, Honorable Speaker, out of this pandemic when other Kenyans were dying, that they shall never find peace, Honorable Speaker. That their families may never find peace if you use this pandemic to enrich yourself, Honorable Speaker. And I beg, Honorable Speaker, that those who are in the executive charged with the responsibility of ensuring that Kenyans are vaccinated, Honorable Speaker, they will be able to do this without fear, without favor, even as we close down counties, Honorable Speaker. Let us remember we have locked down 5 counties, among the most productive counties in this country, Honorable Speaker. Nairobi County, Kiambu County, Honorable Speaker, Kajiado, Machakos, Honorable Speaker. These are some of the most productive counties in terms of revenue generation in this country. We are talking about people's lives, Honorable Speaker. And I was just watching a clip here from elsewhere, Honorable Speaker. Someone saying that lockdowns are now a luxury of the rich. Because the rich, Honorable Speaker, can afford to stay home and still be able to afford a meal. There are Kenyans, Honorable Speaker, today who are not able to fend for their children because, Honorable Speaker, they depend on what they earn that day out of the food kiosk that someone runs. And maybe it is time we also ask, and that's why I support committees continuing to sit, that we continue to ask the executive to be considerate of millions of hustlers, millions of Kenyans, Honorable Speaker, who depend on what they eke out for a living every day. Last night, Honorable Speaker, I had occasion to support somebody, Honorable Speaker, who had no food for their children. And they told me the kiosk they ran from, they make a living out of, Honorable Speaker, has been closed. I had incidents, Honorable Speaker, someone who could not raise fare of 150 shillings to Zimmerman because fare had been hiked from 50 shillings to 150. And when people offered, including the Matatu crew, to help him to get home, he was asking, even if I go home, what shall my children feed on? People had to contribute in a Matatu to get that family to get a meal for last night. What of today and tomorrow? We must ensure that we remain sensitive. We must ensure that government provides for the people. Last time we provided funds in the budget, those funds eventually never reached the people, Honorable Speaker, especially on social support for the vulnerable in our slums and the very vulnerable in our society today. I rise to support that motion. Honorable Speaker, I support it for one very basic reason, Honorable Speaker, that this, for me, is a matter of life and death. It's not a question of whether I want to be here, whether I want to be here to represent the people, legislate on their behalf, or even oversight government, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as the leader of majority has said, the leader of minority actually, there are a number of our colleagues, Honorable Speaker, without mentioning names, some who are dearly fighting for their lives in hospital. Some not in a very good state, Honorable Speaker. We have lost members in this House, in this 12th Parliament, out of this disease, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me disclose, I also have relatives today. My own sister, Honorable Speaker, is battling COVID today in hospital. Honorable Speaker, I had opportunity when we had the last lockdown, and maybe for those who have never been to a COVID ward, you may not understand, Honorable Speaker. I walked into the Nairobi Hospital ICU to visit 2 friends who were battling with COVID then. And unfortunately, both lost their lives, Honorable Speaker. But the layers of protective gear, Honorable Speaker, that you have to wear, it took us about 20 to 30 minutes to be layered with protective clothing to be able to walk into that COVID ICU. When you look at the people in that ICU battling for their lives, alone, Mr. Speaker, because nurses are there, doctors are there, but they're also limited onto the number of things they can do on you, even out of the kind of protective clothing and protective gear that they have to wear. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I'm just saying this to depict the situation that we are in. That today it might be very easy to say things that may be exciting to ourselves, to our constituents, and even to be seen to be working, Honorable Speaker. But the devastation that this pandemic has caused many people, many families, including our own families, Honorable Speaker, and including this House, Honorable Speaker, our own members who have lost their lives out of this pandemic, I think it's only fair, Honorable Speaker, that we give fair chance to be able to alter our calendar in a way, Honorable Speaker, that we are seen to be supporting the fight against this pandemic. And it is not the first time, Mr. Speaker. We have done it before. We did it earlier. As the Leader of Majority has said, we even went to the extent of limiting who accesses this chamber. I don't know what criteria was being used. It was on first come, first serve, Honorable Speaker, when we had only 60 people who could sit in this chamber and others in the tents. And we did not take all those measures in vain, Honorable Speaker. It helped. And that time, Honorable Speaker, you remember, very few of us could speak in this chamber and talk of names of members of Parliament or our own staff in this House and the other House, Honorable Speaker, that we know who had been infected or afflicted by this disease. But today, we are not just talking about people. We are talking about names that we know. We are talking about our own members of staff, Honorable Speaker, who we have lost, members of Parliament that we have lost, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, I want to ask, Honorable Speaker, even as we consider this motion, and I hear what the Leader of Majority has said and the Leader of Minority, that in essence what we are doing is bringing forward our recess, our May recess, to April, and allowing our committees to continue sitting, Honorable Speaker. That is good because, Honorable Speaker, we will not again be in a situation where we are not able to articulate issues that concern our people, because we can be able to do this through the committees. Some of the statements, like the one I read today, Honorable Speaker, concerns matters that concern the people of Kikuyu. And during the recess, Honorable Speaker, we also have time to be able to process those things. And Honorable Speaker, I also appreciate that the fact that we are resuming on May 4th, as if we pass this motion, Honorable Speaker, I heard what the Leader of Majority said. May 4th, Honorable Speaker, we may not have a lot to worry regarding the processing of the budget estimates, Honorable Speaker. Remember that long recess is usually a working recess where committees retreat to work on the budget estimates. And I'm certain, following the motions that after this, the procedural motions, we'll be able to receive the annual estimates during this short recess or long recess, and they'll be able to be processed even when we are back or even when you are away, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, really, a lot of the work that we were bound to do between now and June at the time of processing the budget, Honorable Speaker, we could still be able to do that. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I really want to beg members in this House, Honorable Speaker, to support this motion, but also, Honorable Speaker, to point out what the Leader of Minority has said, that there are those in the executive, Honorable Speaker, who may feel or who may think that they can in any way interfere with the calendar of this House, Honorable Speaker. And I want to beg, Honorable Speaker, because there are cabinet secretaries, Honorable Speaker, that you had given directions last week, since the committees are meeting, Honorable Speaker, I want to ask that in your capacity of the chair of the Parliamentary Service Commission, you allow some of these committees, especially the Committee on Internal Security, if they have to buy commercial Zoom meetings, Honorable Speaker, for us to be able to take to account the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and his PS, Honorable Speaker, that the meeting be a commercial meeting that is open to as many of us as possible, Honorable Speaker, so that nobody is deluded in the executive that you can interfere with the calendar of Parliament to run away from accountability to the Kenyan people. Members who ask questions to the Ministry of Interior do not ask for themselves. They ask on behalf of the people they represent. And cabinet secretaries must appear before the committees. In fact, Honorable Speaker, I would beg that you do give direction on their appearance, even in the online meetings that we will have in committees, that cabinet secretaries, their principal secretaries, must appear and be taken to account by the people, Mr. Speaker. Finally, Honorable